all the students who are watching me. Hope you are well by the grace of Almighty. I am also well. You know you cannot come to your college because of coronavirus. So, following the direction of Education Ministry, our Honorable Principal has arranged online class so that you can continue your studies sitting at home. Like all other teachers, I would like to introduce myself to you. I am Tapos Bishwas, lecturer of English, Daulatpur College, Denite. Dear students, today I am going to take a class of you from English first part. Today my discussed topic is traffic education. Traffic education in your first paper, it includes unit 4, lesson 1. Today I discussed how your brain negotiate traffic. So before going to discuss the passage, we have to learn something about traffic. Dear students, you know traffic is very important in our life. You know we use traffic or vehicles in our everyday life. We use it to go anywhere within a moment. And you know today traffic has made our life very comfortable and enjoyable, because now we can reach or go any place or any our destination within very short time using traffic or vehicles. And we use different kinds of vehicles such as bus, car, motorcycle, bicycle, rickshaw, and many types of vehicles we use every day. So we have to learn about traffic. Now I am going to discuss a topic related passage. The name of the passage is how your brain negotiate traffic. Now discussing the passage elaborately, we can learn the functions of our brain, that how our brain negotiate, that means control traffic. You know our brain has many functions, because our brain controls all the parts of our body. So now we see how our brain negotiate traffic. Here in the passage we read the first line and we get some initial conceptions about traffic driving. In the first line, the writer says, when you are in the driving seat of a car, you have the steering and the horn in your hand, and the brake and the accelerator under your feet. Eyes open, looking ahead, left and right. Here we get some idea. Here the line, if we analyze the line, we get some idea about the driving of a car. When you sit on a car or driving seat of a car, the first thing you get in your hand is the steering. Then you get horn, and then under your feet you get accelerator and you get brake. And I know you all know the function of these devices: brake, accelerator, horns, steering. They functions differently in a car, and we have to use our eyes. We have to keep our eyes open, and we have to keep our eyes ahead, and we have to look left and right to see the other vehicles, to see the conditions on the roads. So the writer says that we should keep our eyes open, and then the writer says the same can be said about a motorcycle rider with some modifications. What we discussed above, about a car driving, we can say the same things about a motorcycle riding. You know, when you ride a motorcycle, you also have brake, accelerator, horn, etc. But there is some change or there is some modifications in case of motorcycle driving, because you do not get the steering in motorcycle, but you get the steering in four-wheeled cars such as private car or buses. So we can say that the motorcycle riding and the car riding is the same things, but there is some modifications or there is some sense or difference. Then the writer says these are all very visible. These are all very visible. This means accelerator, brake, horn, etc. And we all see all these things. But behind all these things, there is something that keeps working unseen. But all these things, there is one thing, and it keeps always working unseen. It works, it functions, but we cannot watch or see it. And it is the central processing of your unit, and that is called your brain. So the writer called the brain a CPU. Here the writer compares brain with CPU. Do you have any idea about CPU? I know you have moderate idea about CPU, and we use CPU in computer, and we also know the functions of CPU. CPU controls all the functions of computer. So our CPU, that means our brain, controls all the things of our body. It controls our hand, it controls our eyes, it controls our legs. So the writers say that there is something, that means there is one thing, that means there is one thing, this one thing is our brain, and it always works, but we cannot see its working. Then the writer give some more information about CPUs. Here he says CPUs are artificially intelligent machines. Here the writer says CPUs are artificially, that means man-made machines, and they are programmed and they are made to do specific jobs under fixed conditions and judgment. You know, computer is prepared, or computer was invented or is invented or is made to do our specific job. Computer only can do some specific jobs. It cannot work like our brain. Here the writer says our brain, that means the human brain, is intelligent by nature. Here the writer shows the difference between human brain and the CPUs of computer. So the writer says the human brain is intelligent by nature, and here he also says it is the most sophisticated machine. That means our brain is the most sophisticated, that means most advanced or most complex or most practical machine, and it is able to operate, or do any kind of jobs under any kind of situation or condition and standard of judgment. Now here we see the natural function of our brain. Here the writer says this: our brain works in all conditions. If the condition is changing, the function of our brain also changes according to the situation and position. So the writer used the phrase standard of judgment and conditions, fixed condition and standard of judgment, to understand the critical function of our brain. Here the writer says in the passage, as conditions in the traffic keeps invariably changing. You know, the traffic condition of the road may not be same all the time. It changes frequently, and this pursuit of sophistication of your brain must be at work when you are driving. So when you drive a car, your brain, your sophisticated machine, or the sophisticated quality of your brain must work. And the writer also says the difference between traffic in the roads and highways and racing circuit must not be blurring inside you. And you know, there are some differences between circuit and roads and highways. You know, generally racer drive on racing circuit, and general driver drives car on roads and highways, and this difference must not be unclear inside us, because our brain makes clear difference between racing circuit car and the cars of roads and highways. Here the writer also says, never imagine yourself to be a Michael Schumacher driving an F1 300 mph mile per hour. The writer warned us and advised us that we should not imagine ourselves to be a Michael Schumacher, and you should not imagine yourself to be a Michael Schumacher. Do you know who is Michael Schumacher? Michael Schumacher is a German racer, and he can drive car very fast. So when we drive our car on the road, We should not imagine ourselves as a Michael Schumacher and driving our car in full speed. Here he also says, leave no room for fantasy. Fantasy means imagination. We should not give any place of imagination, because you must always be ready to encounter any unexpected behavior from any vehicles or pedestrians. You must always be ready. You must always be ready to face some unexpected behavior that you cannot expect from others, passenger or other vehicles. You must always keep yourself ready to face such kind of situation. Keep your cool. You must keep yourself cool. It is very difficult to keep oneself cool, but we have to maintain coolness. If we do not keep our brain cool, we can occur or happen or create any kind of chaos on the road. So the writer advises us to keep your cool. Still, you must restrain yourself. You must control yourself, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be regarded as a killer. Now you see the last thing that differentiates you from computer is your conscience. You know, conscience means moral sense. We know computer has no moral sense, has no conscience, but we have conscience, and this conscience differentiates us from a computer. So dear students, you know or you read the passage and you learn the passage how your brain negotiates traffic. I try to analyze all the functions of brain about it, car driving, and now you have to read some critical words of the passage, because if you do not meaning of the words, you cannot understand the main things of the passage. So you have to read or you have to learn the meaning of these words. The first word I write is accelerator. The Bangla meaning of the accelerator is goti bardhak jontro. Eta ase goti bada, and in English we can say to speed up machine. Then I write modifications, that means change or difference. Then I write artificial, that means not necessarily. Then I write sophisticated. Sophisticated means having practical knowledge or practical sense. You know, our brain has practical sense or knowledge. Then I write blurring. It is a very new word for you. Blurring, that means unclear and obscure. Then I write encounter. You hear this word many times. Encounter means to face anything, something suddenly. And then I write conscience. Conscience means moral sense, our inner sense. Now in your book you can find some MCQ based on these words. Then you can find some important questions related to this passage. Then you have to do, or you have to make a flow chart based on your reading of the passage. I write the flow chart here. Then here I write, make a flowchart describing how to drive. As our topics is traffic education, or how our brain negotiate traffic, so we have to make a flowchart how to drive. The first box I have the steering in hands. When we drive a car, first we have the steering in hands. So now you did the passage again and again, sitting at home, and this is the first class. So I cannot discuss all the things elaborately. I try to give some initial practical idea about the passage. So stay at home and be safe. Thank you.